So this is a quick little synopsis about our typical handouts that we would have at the meeting. Usually when you walk into the meeting, you would see this long table here with a bunch of different handouts filled with important information for the upcoming season. This year, again, being a little bit different here, you'll receive electronic copies of this information. We also have printed copies for everyone. So if you and your family or your wrestler would like any printed copies, feel free to come and ask your wrestler to stop by Mr. Jorman's room or Coach Eller's room. Either one would be acceptable. We'll both have handouts of those. So for the electronic ones, and what you should expect with this, all the access will be within a Google folder. You should have access to see all these different handouts here. So you can click here to access the different Google folders. And so here you'll notice 9 different handouts. Things to do, parent wrestler contact info, preseason parent meeting, our policy handbook for our program, our training handbook filled with a bunch of training guidelines and what we'll be preaching throughout the season, the updated Minnesota State High School COVID guidance at the time of this video, our wrestling schedule, our 2020-2021 practice, as well as competition schedule, and our Wrestling 101 handout. This Wrestling 101 handout is just for newer parents here. If you're new to the sport and you're looking for some additional information about what you may or may not be seeing, how a typical match goes and so forth here, this is a great resource for you. The rest of them here are kind of more geared towards the season specifically. And so I'll just quickly highlight a couple of them here. This things to do preseason here, you can see order the gear and apparel, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on, with your competition shirt and shorts, complete the parent wrestler contact form, watch the parent information video, which you're doing now, review the different Google slide information here, and then have your wrestlers join our Remind 101. This Remind 101 is a communication app, which is how we'll send out mass group text messages here. And then before our first practice here, we'll have a wrestler meeting, and it'll be in a similar fashion where there'll be a YouTube video sent out through Remind 101. Pay the wrestling fee and sign up through Parent View, and get a physical if needed. Make sure that you have all gear, shoes, headgear, knee pads, mouthpieces, and so forth here. Get yourself in condition to practice, run, lift, fall sports, wrestle, etc. And then contact me with any questions, right? And so this is just kind of our general to-do list here as we're gearing up for the season. And then this one here is your parent wrestler contact information sheet. Typically we would have a printed sheet, and we'd ask our wrestlers to sign it, and then we'd collect them as we walk out of the meeting. This information sheet is absolutely critical. This is the emails and cell phones that we'll use moving forward after this meeting. So from here on out, whatever email is listed down here between parents will be the email that will be the one that will be sent out for our Sunday weekly updates, as well as any other pertinent information due to the season. And then for wrestlers, these will be the cell phones that will be contacted in case there's a change in scheduling or some other important information that needs to be done. So this parent wrestler contact form here is absolutely critical to complete because this is how I'll be able to contact all families moving forward. And then from there, we'll kind of review some of these other ones as we go. This preseason parent information is just a copy for you. This policy handbook, a lot of it is reflected within this parent meeting. This training handbook we'll talk about a little bit later on. We won't do a ton with it during this meeting here, but it is an absolutely great reference for families. We, again, have printed copies for that. This guidance came out in late October, and so as of now, it is current at the time of this recording. Our wrestling schedule, again, is current as time of this recording here. You'll see that it's primarily duels and tries. And then our calendar here, again, current as the time of this recording. It is subject to change as so much is within this year. So just a quick little synopsis here about the different handouts and kind of the importance behind them. Again, they're listed in order about how you should view them. From there, we'll continue on with our next slide.